Appalachian State takes on Duke, 7 p.m. Eastern start time. The Duke Blue Devils are minus 21, totals 138. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. Now, we're 4-0 in our last four $1.99 daily best plays on brockpage.com. And if you want to access today's $1.99 daily best play, it's only going to cost you just $1.99. We're also hitting at 67% our last 24 NBA tier package picks on that very same website. And the good news is we have another NBA tier package pick going off here this evening. And if you're kind of still on the fence a little bit about signing up for a membership on my safe and secure website, just keep in mind I currently have over 910 members who are signed up and active on that page right now. Now, Duke's off to a real nice start this season, 8-1 straight up in their last 9, 7-2 against the number in those 9 ball games, depending on where you shopped at. Duke's in the top 10 in the country in scoring on average per contest. They're averaging 88 points a game at Cameron Indoor. Paolo Banchero scoring over 17 points a night, 7 rebounds, couple assists for the forward. Meanwhile, Wendell Moore Jr. scoring 17 points a game himself, 6 rebounds, 5 assists for Moore. The Blue Devils are making nearly 50% of their field goals on their home court. Meanwhile, defensively, Duke is limiting their opponents to just 40% shooting from the field. They're taking on an Appalachian State team who lost 4 of 5 away from home. The Mountaineers are one of the worst shooting teams in the country. They're making only 62% of their foul shots on the road. They're also just 26% shooting from beyond the arc. Now, Appy State's also averaging only 29 second-half points per contest. Meanwhile, defensively, the Mountaineers are letting their opponents make over 52% of their field goals against them when traveling. Now, total-wise, Duke saw 3 out of their last 4 ball games get over the posted number, 5-4 to the over for the entire season. I'm going to lean toward Duke minus 21, over 138. Next game, Chicago State versus IUPUI, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The IUPUI Jaguars are minus 3, totals 119. But despite being favored in this one, the Jags have had significant problems offensively. They're scoring only 49 points per contest, and they're shooting just 25% from beyond the arc. Now, even worse than that, IUPUI is averaging just 22 first-half points per contest. The Jags have lost their last 3 straight, 1-8 straight up in their last 9. They're taking on a Chicago State team who's been very good against the number here recently. The Cougars are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 ball games, 70% against the number overall for the season. Brandon Betson is scoring over 15 points a game, 2 rebounds, 3 assists for the guard. Meanwhile, Jay-Sean Corbett is averaging nearly a dozen points a game himself, along with 7 rebounds. Now, Corbett is also making 41% of his three-pointers. When it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Chicago State's last 5 road games fell under the posted number. Meanwhile, IUPUI has gone 8-0 to the under in their last 8 themselves. I'm going to lean toward Chicago State plus 3, under 119. Next contest, Texas Arlington versus Oral Roberts, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. ORU's minus 7.5, totals 144. Oral Roberts went 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 ball games, 4-1 straight up on their home court. Golden Eagles are in the top 20 in home scoring, top 15 in home offensive rebounding. They're averaging 93 points a game on their home court, and they're making 44% of their three-pointers there. Max Abmas is making over 21 points a game, 2 rebounds, 3 assists for the guard. He's also making nearly 45% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Isaac McBride is making nearly 46% of his three-pointers himself, double-digit points a game for Ike. Now defensively, ORU's holding their opponents to just 26 first half points a game at home. They're also limiting their competition to just 36% shooting from the field in front of their home crowd. Now they're taking on a Texas Arlington team who lost 4 out of their last 6, and they also find themselves just 1-4 straight up on the road. The Mavericks are averaging only 23 first half points a game when traveling. They're also shooting just 23% from beyond the arc on the road. Now total-wise, the Mavericks saw their last 2 straight fall under the number, 3-2 to the under away from home. Meanwhile, 2 out of ORU's last 3 fell under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Oral Roberts minus 7.5 under 144. Next contest, it is going to be Dartmouth versus Stanford, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Stanford's minus 13.5, totals 131. The Cardinal won 4 out of their last 6 ball games, 3-0 straight up at the Maples. 3-0 straight up at the Maples Pavilion. Stanford's in the top 10 in the country in defensive rebounding. They're also allowing just 28 first half points a game at home. Now scoring-wise, Harrison Ingram's averaging 12.5 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for the freshman. Meanwhile, Jaden Dallaire is scoring 12 points a game himself, along with 4 rebounds. They're taking on a Dartmouth school who's on a 4-game losing streak, 0-4 against the spread during that stretch. Dartmouth's one of the worst rebounding teams in the entire country, both offensively and defensively. They're also making just 37% of their field goals on the road. And when it comes to the total in this one, Dartmouth saw their last 4 straight all get over the number. Meanwhile, Stanford saw their last 3 straight get over the line themselves, 5-2 to the over in their last 7. I'm going to lean towards Stanford minus 13.5 over 131. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are hitting at 4-0 in our last 4 $1.99 daily best plays. I like Duke minus 21 over 138. Chicago State plus 3 under 119. Oral Roberts minus 7.5 under 144. Stanford minus 13.5 over 131. As far as all the other games go, give me Rice minus 15 under 149. Charleston minus 5.5 over 148. UNC Greensboro plus 2.5 over 137. Tulsa minus 15 under 129.5. I'm also leaning toward Drake minus 16 over 127. Tennessee State minus 3 over 142.5. Before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are hitting at 67% in our last 24 NBA tier package picks on brockpage.com. I'm going to lean toward UTEP minus 14.5 under 138. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to those picks all the way through the end of December. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And if you guys want access to every single pick that I give out on that website, your best option is to sign up for our board member package, where once again, board members get access to every single pick that I give out on that website all the way through the end of December. But most importantly, guys, gotta thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.